which is made from something else other than bone, and then installed, put into the knee so that person can still keep their legs moving. So what do you think some criteria are of a knee replacement, a fake knee?
Give you an understanding, okay? So imagine this is your leg, and this bit here is your knee. So your knee is quite important, right? Your knee allows you to bend your leg, allows you to go bend up and down, allows you to move, allows you to walk. And without your knee, you're not going to be able to bend your leg. So you're also not going to be able to walk very well. So when you're thinking about a knee replacement, what's it got to do? One, it has to be able to bend like a knee. So that's one criteria. Two, it needs to be strong because you're putting it inside your leg and you want to be able to walk on your leg. Three, it needs to be light. Imagine putting in something really heavy in as your knee replacement. You're just going to fall over and it's not going to work very well. Your legs will not be able to lift it or move it. What else do you think is needed? If it's going to have to be strong inside your leg, it's going to have to move, it's not heavy. What do you think it needs to do?
It has to be lightweight.
Yep, it has to be lightweight. Imagine you get a knee replacement that's too heavy. Your leg will not be able to move. What's the point of having a knee replacement if you can't move your leg? Winter, what do you think?
Can you say the question again?
Yes, so what are some criterion of a knee replacement?
It must be useful.
Must be useful. Yeah, okay, it must be useful. It's got to work, right? To do as much as a knee can, okay? So you have to think about what a knee does. It bends, it moves. If you have a knee replacement, obviously you want the knee replacement to bend and move like the knee that you had. Knees are made out of bone, which means they're strong, so you want a knee replacement to be strong. It's light, so you want a knee replacement to be light. You also want to make sure it does not hurt the person who you put the replacement in. Remember, you're putting in something that is not part of the human body, so you need to make sure it does not hurt them, okay? So these are all things I need you to think about. One is, what does it need to do? It needs to do the same things as a knee. What does a knee do? There's your answer. And remember, it's going inside someone's body. So you need to make sure it does not hurt them and is light and can work properly. Another question you were asked was about two children designing a...
Once again, the design goal is the things that you want to happen at the end of the design process. If you're designing a sled, what do you want to happen? One, you want to make a sled. Two, you want that sled to go down and slide down a hill. Two or three, you want to make sure it can carry the weight of someone on that sled and also slide down the hill, right? So these are the things that you want, the goals, the reason, what's going to happen at the end of the design process. You take building the sled, it is, one, it works, two, it carries people, three, it slides down hills. Why do you want these things to work? Because, well, otherwise it's not a sled, okay? Okay, let's move on. Let's try to do something different because we'll obviously need to go back over this again. Experimental based learning. What we're going to try to do is take some of the learning so far and try put them into some practice where you have to think outside of the box. Basically, you have to use the knowledge that you have so far and try to figure out the answers, please. Okay, I'll ask.
Yes. Okay, sorry about that. There's something wrong with my headphones. Okay, everyone have a look at this picture, please. So you have a bamboo basket, leather gloves, and a wooden chair. In what way are they similar? They are made from materials obtained from living things. They are made from materials obtained from the ground. They have the same hardness. Okay, let's try this. So, Hacker, what is the answer, please?
One.
Number one.
Yes.
Okay, why is it number one?
Because the bamboo and the wooden chair, bamboo basket and wooden chair are made from trees. The leather cloths are made from the leather of the animal, so they all are all living things.
Okay. So, how do you know they don't have the same hardness?
Because little gloves didn't hard like wood.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So, wood. Wood is obviously harder than leather gloves. Thailand B, please change your name to Thailand B. Please not 3 question marks. Okay. Yeah. As Hacker said, bamboo, leather, and wood. They are all coming from living things. Bamboo obviously comes from the bamboo plant. Leather comes from animal skin. In particular cow skin. They get the skin and they kind of shave it down, and as they shave it down, it gets harder and harder and harder. It's kind of weird. And then obviously wooden chair comes from wood. If you were to look at the 3 of those things, what would you say the engineering question was? Katie, why do you think someone designed a bamboo basket? What question does?
We can put thing in and bring to other place.
Yeah, so we can carry it, right? So it's probably a design with the idea of, okay, how do I put things in it and carry it? Okay. Now, I ask another question. Why bamboo? Why do we choose bamboo?
Yes.
So what do you all know about? Yeah, go on.
I think the bark of the bamboo is strong to hold lots of things.
Yeah. So I'll give you an answer. Bamboo is a material that's used. Think about, sorry about this. So in China in particular, you see scaffold, you see the sides of buildings, and where people stand on it, they walk on bamboo, right? So bamboo is strong for a start. It's light, so it's strong and it's light. So that's a really good idea to use for something to carry something as a bag, right? There's another reason as well. Bamboo looks good, right? It looks kind of cool. That kind of bamboo thing where you have like one bit of section and then it stops and then the next bit of section. It looks okay. People want to buy things, especially things they're going to walk around with that look cool. You know, you don't buy something which looks horrible. And if you do, it's strange. So you want to buy something that looks nice. So bamboo is strong, it's light, and it looks nice. People will buy this. Works, and it looks good. What about the leather gloves? What do you think leather gloves were designed for? And why leather? There's other types of gloves, but why leather gloves? Why do you think? Cherry, why do you think leather gloves?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Great answer. Let's try.
Take something that is dirty.
Okay, to pick up something that's dirty. Okay, fine. What else? Let's try. Now, let's ask the question, why leather? Why choose leather gloves? What does leather do that other materials do not do? Pumpkin.
Leather is soft.
Leather's soft, yeah, okay. It's soft. It's not hard. What else is it? What else is leather? What else does leather do that other gloves do not? Take fabric. Take fabric and leather. What's the difference between fabric and leather? Let's try. Han, what's the difference between fabric and leather? Please turn on your camera. Baokang, please turn on your camera. Lucy, please turn on your camera. Han, what is the difference between fabric and leather?
Fabric is harder than leather.
No, okay. I'm going to give you all the answer. Leather is waterproof, right? So water is not going to get to your hands. So you're talking about keeping your hands warm. Right, you have fabric, you go outside, it's raining, the fabric gets wet, your hand gets wet. You're wearing a leather glove, your hand doesn't get wet. So that's a reason why we choose leather gloves. Leather gloves can keep your hands dry much more than fabric can, right? A chair is a simple one. Why is a chair designed for people to sit down? Good job, well done, everyone. Okay, next picture. So, study the flowchart below. So, I want you to try figure out what the next steps to this sections are. So, study the flowchart below. Start. Does it break when it's dropped? No and yes. What do you think no here? So, if you were to look for an answer to what X is, what out of the choices of ceramic tile, glass bottle, and paper cup could it be? Yes. Can you see through it? No. So that goes to Y, and yes in Z. So have a look at these options here for X, Y, and Z. Please tell me which ones do you think it is. Okay, Billy, tell me what X is.
X is a paper cup.
X is a paper cup. So does it break when it's dropped? No. Who's dropped a paper cup and ever seen it break?
No.
No, that's a bit of a bad paper cup. Didn't think paper could break that way.
It doesn't break when it drops, and we can't see through it because it is paper.
Okay, no. So this one. So does it break when dropped? Yes. Can you see through it? No. So we're looking for Y. So Y is something that can break when dropped, but we cannot see through.
Right. Glass.
Pumpkin, what do you think?
I think it.
Of your kitchen, right? Or anywhere in your bathroom. These are places that generally have ceramic tiles. So if you were to pick one of them up and drop it, it goes everywhere, breaks.
To people do the flow chart to conclude the material of it.
Yeah. So in essence, that's the correct answer. So if you were to take a flow chart like this, what you could do is you could put in some of your criteria. So let's take that flow chart, for example. Some of your criteria are that it breaks when it drops and that you can see through it. So that's 2 criteria. So if you're looking for a material that's going to satisfy those needs, what you can do is create a flow chart and say, okay, hold on, what's a list of materials that breaks when they drop and that you can see through it? If you were to follow a flow chart like this, what you can do is actually get to a better understanding of the materials that you can use for your design process. So imagine you were trying to design, let's take the sled, for example. And some of the criteria of the sled is that it needs to slide down the hill and it needs to support 2 people. So first one, does it slide down a hill? Does it hold or support 2 people? So 1, if you had material like paper, does paper slide down a hill? I don't know. I don't think so. Broccoli, as an example of a material. You're going to build a sled out of plastic. Plastic will probably break if you have 2 people, if it's not built correctly. And metal, no one wants to sit on metal because it's not very comfortable. So once again, you can use a flowchart to determine what materials are best suited for your design and the way to think about building your design in the future by knowing what your materials will be because you used a flowchart. Okay, next question. So this is about setting up an enclosure, a tank for some animals, in particular some grasshoppers. So this is a bit upsetting. So setups X and Y were placed in the dark room as shown below. So setup X, you have 2 plants and 2 grasshoppers. You've also got glass containers. And on the right-hand side, you have 2 grasshoppers. So question A, the 2 grasshoppers in both setups died after a week. Explain the observation. So why did both sets of grasshoppers die after 1 week? It's kind of sad, poor grasshoppers. So why do we think the grasshoppers died? Winter.
Because they didn't have sunlight and air.
They didn't have sunlight and air. Okay. Who else can give me an answer? Why else do we think? Sunlight and air? What's another reason? What's different between the two enclosures? Billy. Oh, sorry, Billy, one sec. Yeah.
The set of eggs has food for the grasshopper, and the set of Y doesn't.
Yeah.
We need,
Yeah.
we need give the grasshopper air, water, and food.
Yeah,
We need
water. There's the big.
why?
Yeah, there's the big one. Water. There's no water, right? For any of them. So that's the big one, right? That's the one that I would definitely say that is missing. Okay, set of eggs, grasshoppers, they got some food. They still died. Set of Y, they didn't get anything. They just left two poor grasshoppers in there to fend against themselves. They probably ate each other, but they still died. So what are they missing? What's the one thing that is key to them surviving is water. There's no water in either of the tanks. As a result of no water, that's not good. So help me, right? I want you to help me. Imagine we are designing a container for me, okay? So it's going to be called Teacher Ryan's Container. I want you to help me survive for a week in one plastic box. What are you going to make sure I need to survive in a plastic box? Billy.
I'll put in some food and water.
Yeah, I need some food and water, definitely. If I'm going to survive for a week in a plastic box, I will need some food and water. What else will I need? Kimmy, what do I need to survive?
And it's due before 9 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure you do it before your class tomorrow. So this is your homework.
Can you say again?
Okay.
So, I want you to help me design a plastic box that I can live in for 1 week. What do I need in the plastic box?
Air.
Air, okay. Hacker, what else do I need? Can you unmute yourself, Hacker? For some reason I can't unmute you. Hacker!
End of our class, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you.
Hacker, what else do I need?
I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, no problem, don't worry, okay. So, yeah, look, food, water, air, they're the main things, okay? Other things you can put in are things to keep me occupied, somewhere to sleep, etc. These are things that you need to give an animal. When you're designing something, you need to make sure the animal gets these things. So, if you take question B, the two grasshoppers instead of X stayed alive for a shorter time than the two grasshoppers instead of Y. Explain the observation. Why do you think they died sooner in X, stayed alive for a short time, than instead of in Y? Why did these stay alive less than Y? You can have a guess why. That's not me saying goodbye. So why do you think they stayed alive? What's the difference, okay? What's the difference between having the plants in there? Baokang, air. You think air, okay. Baokang, why do you think air? Baokang, I can't hear you, man. I can't hear anything you're saying, I'm sorry. Who can give me an idea about why 2 grasshoppers are going to stay alive longer? Okay, so there is your homework. I'm going to give you this question as your homework. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to you in a Google form so you can see the answer, and I want you to give me answers for this question number B. So we have, Hun, can you hear me now? Want to make sure you can all hear me. Please give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So this will be your homework. I want you to do question number B. 2 grasshoppers instead of X stayed alive for a shorter time than the 2 grasshoppers instead of Y. Explain the observation. I want you to do some research and figure out why grass. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.